Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Success Shift. I hope you're having a good day. It's Thursday. Today, I want to share some gratitude with you all, as per usual. Today, I'm grateful for my learning, my reading, my education that is always coming. So much free content out there from creators and stuff like that in regards to um, social networks and Spotify and Amazon. And yeah, it's really nice to see. I also want to share gratitude to family and friends because they're out at the moment. And yeah, things are good. Today, we're going to talk about a couple of things, but in order to bring that to your attention, I wanted to talk about the concept of, yesterday we're talking about state of mind. And so today I want to talk about the idea of how low energy actually creates low state of mind, creates low quality of thoughts, creates a negative emotions. So just as an example there, I'm sure you are all probably wondering what the hell's wrong with Jake today. Maybe he's feeling sad, maybe he's feeling tired. I wanted to use this example because today I really want to talk to you about how energy affects different thoughts of quality and different states of mind. And maybe you would like, what were your thoughts at the very start of this when I come on feeling very flat, feeling very low, feeling very different to the way I'm usually feeling? Think about the chain of events that happen in your brain during that. Maybe if you've listened to a lot of these podcasts, maybe if you've come on a lot of the time and you're like, you know, Jake's usually got a lot of energy. What's happening today? Maybe he's this, maybe he's that. In the chat, we have thought you were sad. I was like, whoa, wonder what's up with Jake this morning. See, all these negative thoughts, which is completely fair and reasonable just because of the tone of my voice and the energy that I'm providing to you guys in this morning. So the whole point of this lesson or this example, I came late today. I come in with very low energy. I come in very monotoned. I come in very flat. And what does this do? Well, my low energy actually affects my state of mind, which in fact affects your state of mind. And you're thinking, I wonder what's going on. You start to have these low quality thoughts, and then you start to have these negative emotions, which probably start out towards me. What's wrong with Jake? Is he sad? What's going on? Something's different. And eventually, if you were to sit here for the whole half an hour, 40 minutes of me talking like that, you'd probably be like, oh my God, this is so boring. This is so shit. I don't want to go to trading now because I've got this like, whoa, geez, get your negative energy away from me, Jake. Right. And so I want you, how are you feeling now? How are you feeling that it's completely different? High energy creates a higher state of mind. It creates good, like quality of thoughts, and it creates this good positive emotion. The key I want to point out here is that the energy levels that you bring to something are really going to affect the thoughts you have and the emotions that you present. Okay. Wondering why you were wearing a sweatshirt, cold, not feeling good. Yeah. Look, unfortunately, the one thing is that I'm wearing a sweatshirt because I'm used to summers being 35, 40 degrees, and it's like 14 degrees outside today. And so to me, I need a hoodie on because otherwise I'm too damn cold. Yes, I was probably like a few days ago without a shirt on because it was summer, hot, nice weather, but today it's a little bit more cozy. I've actually even got my Ugg boots on. Yep. That's right, wearing my Ugg boots because I work from home, I can wear whatever I want, and I was cold. So yes. So I apologize for bringing in such low negative energy, but I really wanted you to see the difference in shift and think about in your brain, what were those initial thoughts that were happening? And we got some people in the chat sending in some responses, which I love. You thought, when you hear that tone, where you hear that energy, your initial thought isn't, oh, I bet Jake's having a great day. I bet he's just had an amazing night or an awesome week. No, your initial thoughts were, oh, he's sad. Something's gone wrong. Maybe he's not feeling well. Maybe he's got a cold. Maybe he's coming down with something. Maybe something's happened. Now, are these positive thoughts or negative thoughts? These are negative thoughts because you see my energy and you automatically assume that something bad is going on. But if I'm to turn around and I'm smiling and happy, and then you're like, oh, Jake's not mad or sad at all. This is just a little example of how the energy that we bring to certain situations starts off the chain of events. Okay. Now there's this, what's called a feedback mechanism or a feedback loop, shall we say, where you have let's say you get into this low energy, and like the thing I want to kind of address here, and this is what we're talking about yesterday, state of mind. You can have a success state of mind, you can have a failure state of mind, and you can choose at any point how to switch and transition. Yes, it takes time. Yes, it takes practice. Yes, it can be a hard road to make that switch very instantaneously, but you can practice it. And this is the same with your energy levels. Okay. Sometimes it's going to be much harder to drag your ass out of bed and find that energy. Yes, I agree. But this feedback loop that we've got goes like this. If I'm feeling shitty, and I've got low energy, and I realize and bring awareness to the fact that I'm in this state of mind, I can choose then which thoughts I'm going to use to propel this in either direction. If I want to think shitty quality, poor quality thoughts that are going to bring negative emotions, that's going to drain my energy. And then I'm going to be in a lower state of mind, and I'm going to have worse quality of thoughts, and I'm going to have more negative emotions. But if I can bring self-awareness to it and understand that, hey, I have a choice right now to decide, I can go, right, let's change this to a positive state of mind. Let's change this to high quality thoughts. Let's change this to positive emotions. Okay. And if you are struggling, what's the best way to change your state? It is to bring in that physiological change. Okay. Energy moves matter. And once we get the matter flowing, the change in your energy can change your state. And therefore you can change the way you're thinking or feeling. Okay. And how can we utilize this in trading? I know a lot of you, and I've done this for a while, will wake up and maybe crawl straight to the laptop or the computer. Some of you may even be trading in your bed, which was something that I did for a while, because I was like, this is beautiful, I can trade in bed. But I can tell you what, my brain was not warmed up enough to trade successfully while sitting in my bed. Now that's me personally. Of course, you can do whatever you like. I'm not here to judge, but what we need to do sometimes is get the energy flowing so that we can have that positive chain reaction of thoughts. We can get into that success state of mind, and then we can start looking for positive reactions and positive behaviors on the charts. Okay. We can get the positive flow of energy happening within us so that when we are on the charts, we're really in this acceptance and easy state. I find that when we're in a negative, low energy kind of state, we are searching for things. We're trying for things. We're crawling our way up out of this low energy, or we are searching really hard. Like, I need to get this good trade because, I've had a really bad week and I've got this negative thought patterns and I'm really low energy. So I just need this trade to win so that I can get back on the up and up. Who's had that before? Drop some ones in the chat if you've ever had that kind of mentality where you're like, oh, things aren't 1-1-1 straight away. Things aren't going so well. If I just get this win on the charts, then I'll be back in myself again and I'll be kicking ass again and we'll be back on top, right? This kind of process, this reaching, this clutching, usually that is what creates a bad trade, and that's what creates you forcing trades, and that's what creates you letting your trading plan slip just a little bit. And then what happens? You take a losing trade and the cycle comes down and you go, oh, one losing trade. Of course, I'm going to have that on a day like today. This kind of thought pattern behavior, this reactional, I don't know if that's actually what I want to say, but this reactional process where your energy affects your thoughts, which affects your emotion, which affects your trading, which then affects the energy. And so we want to try and find other ways to change our energy and not make it reliant on the chart. If we need positive energy to trade positively well, trade well on the charts, if we need that high energy to have those high thought patterns, to have that, cycle of, yes, let's do this, then let's not try and use the chart to bring that energy in. It's the same thing as when I say it's really hard when you're in that emotional state and you're using the mind to tell your mind to stop. It's kind of like in coding, we call it like an infinite loop, where it's like, I need my mind to tell my mind to stop, but in order for my mind to tell my mind to stop, my mind has to stop. And the chicken and the egg, what comes first? Where does it start? How does it begin? Oh my God, you don't really make any progress. So same kind of thing. If I'm in a flat state, or if I'm not doing well, but I need my energy levels to boost up so I can trade well, but I'm looking for a trade to make my energy levels boost up, then it's going to be this chicken and the egg thing where really you're going to be attracting nothing better than the state you're really in. And over time, you're just going to be wasting energy in doing this process and therefore probably going down rather than up. So how can we utilize this information? Well, like I say, when you struggle to make the mind change the mind, use a physiological change. Move the body, make the body change the mind. Get up, close your eyes, do some breathing. All these things that I talk about that are physiological changes that help us change the mind could really be utilized in the same aspect of bringing our energy up. If I need energy for trading, Let's go for a jog before my trading session. So that brings my energy levels up. That gets the body moving. That gets the adrenaline pumping. That gets the endorphins going. Then I can come into the trading with a really nice, clear state of mind. Maybe you like meditation. For me, when I wake up, the first thing I do, roll out of bed, I sit on the floor right almost next to my bed, just on the other side of the wall because my family's still sleeping, and I do some meditation. Some days that meditation gets me straight up. Some days that meditation just drags me from a state of being like, who am I? What time is it? What am I doing? What is this planet Earth? To, okay, I'm ready to attack the day. But the thing is, it's a point in time where I can use that process of meditation to shift my energy. And I can really choose during that time whether I want to allow my monkey mind to run and think negative thoughts, or I can be like, no, just for this 10 minutes, have the mental control, bring yourself into a state where you want to be positive, not negative. And that 10 minutes of trying to find that positive state, usually 9 times out of 10, if not more, I leave that going, all right, today's going to be a great day. And I often tell people just to say those words out loud. Today's going to be a great day. We got Alexa in the house. And the more I figure out what you can do with it, the more I like to play. I did mechatronic engineering. I love little gadgets. And so I've actually set an alarm. So at 10 o'clock every day, which is usually when my wife's had the baby for a little while and starting to get that frustration of being like, okay, it's been a couple of hours. He's starting to get tired, but he doesn't need to go to bed yet because we're trying to transition to another nap time. So Alexa says out loud, today's going to be a great day. Don't worry, today's going to be a great day. And so this little reminder, and it might sound silly, but I'm using automation and outsourcing certain aspects to reinforce positive behavior, to reinforce, positive energy. And these things that I'd set up once, okay? I've set on my phone, hey, Alexa, tell me every day that today's going to be a great day. Great. Every single day I get reminded. And some days when I'm having a really shit day, I listen to it and I'm like, oh, Alexa, how did you know? How did you know? Or, oh, Alexa, it may be the worst day in the world, but your little comment now sounds sarcastically humorous, and thank you. And every time it brings me up a little bit. If I'm sitting here in another room and I can't quite hear it, but I hear on my phone, here's your warning. Today's, like, it pops up on my phone as well. So I get to read it and then I can like listen out for it. And I hear someone else telling me that it's going to be a great day. It's not my own monotone voice that people hear all the time because, I like to talk. So it has this effect of someone else is telling me that it's going to be a great day. And as I progress, and like, I just haven't found the time yet, but I should, I can find different periods throughout the week that I need these little boosters that it's a little bit hard with a baby, but if I was to have it so I could wake up straight away and be like, Jake, you're amazing, you're successful, and you're absolutely going to crush this day, I would do that because 4:30 in the morning when I'm crawling out of bed to come to a coaching, like tomorrow morning, I'm up at 4:30 a.m. to come to a coaching group. Of course, I'd prefer to be sleeping in for the first 5 minutes. I think that. But once I'm out of bed, once I've got my, drink in my hand and I've done my meditation and I'm sitting there with a bunch of people ready to learn, then I'm super excited. But if I could have that little bit of extra boost, then maybe it would speed that process up and maybe that energy would be even higher. And maybe that motivation would be flowing a little bit quicker. So you can use everything like so often. And I think I'm going to go into this next week. So often I say environment is everything. And this is the basis of the book that I'm starting to write, just very shelled. That environment is everything. And you can set up your environment in so many different ways with so many different factors, with like visual cues, with sound cues. And there's certain areas. So there's your external environment, your outer external environment, your inner external environment. There's your outer internal environment and your inner internal environment, which is more like your subconscious. And they all link together. And you can work your environments so that they work together smoothly and harmoniously, so that habits form, so that it gets into your automated system, your subconscious, your automation area. And you can then make your life so much easier by these little things. Like having Alexa tell me at 10 o'clock every day that today's going to be a great day is just that little bit of, it's like a free energy booster. Like I could go and have my coffee, but I'm like, oh, thanks, Alexa. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that just lightened my mood. Sweet. And the whole point of this is that when you have low energy, your state of mind is low, your quality of thoughts are low, and therefore you create negative emotions. And what does this do? It creates more low energy. And so we really want to try and find ways that we can implement little things that boost our energy levels, which then boost our state of mind, which then give us these high quality thoughts. And then we have these positive emotions. Okay. I hope that's making sense to people. And I hope you understand how important energy is. If you can set aside 20 minutes to intentionally bring your energy levels from wherever they are to higher, and from wherever they are to the highest possible state they can be, and then not only that, but stay in that vibration, stay in that level, I can guarantee that your entire life will change in leaps and bounds before you can even recognize who you are anymore. Because energy transmits across every aspect. You walk down the street, and if you have had this before, you might realize it. If you haven't, then I challenge you to go do this. There's some days where it's maybe raining and you just like hood on, headphones in, head down, walk the street, don't want to interrupt, don't want to talk to anyone. And nothing in your life will change because you're shutting it all out. You may be listening to a great podcast and it may be really rainy, so you might be happy in your bubble, that's fine. But the majority of the time, nothing's going to change. If you turn up your favorite song, chest out, hood off, chuck on a smile, even if you don't feel like doing it, strut down the street and then just say hi to a few people. Hi, good day. Hope you're having a good day. You look great today. Put on a smile and just force yourself to do that for every person you see for a 10-minute walk. And I can guarantee you your energy levels, like your mood, will be drastically different. It's something that I learned to do ages back. And I can tell you that in every single country that I do this, you can really feel a cultural difference. Germany has been quite difficult because people are like, why the fuck is that person talking to me? Get your positive energy out of here. But every time, and I understand that now about the culture, but every time I can get someone and they're like, oh, look at that. That's a big shock because you don't usually see that here. It makes me feel amazing. And it only takes one or two people to return that. And you're just like, whoa, awesome. Okay. Reciprocated high energy. And I can move on stronger, better, faster, louder if you want. It really does make a difference. And so challenge yourself today. Go for a walk, find 30, smile at the first 5 people, give them a wave, say something randomly nice, do these random acts of kindness, whatever it is, put yourself out of your comfort zone and just see how your energy is at the end of the day. See how you feel after that walk. Do you come back revitalized, like really pumped up? And if you do, please let me know. Do you come back feeling like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. I feel horrible. You might be like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. It was so embarrassing, but I stepped into my fear and I'm full of energy now, which is also a positive. And that's actually one way to remove fear, which is something that I wanted to get into, but I don't think I'm going to have enough time, is kind of attacking fear by jumping into it head on and really embracing it. So give that a go. See how you feel. The next thing I want to talk about is this concept of basically the plausibility of a thought is what gives it emotion. And so we speak a lot about how thoughts create emotions, right? But it's actually the plausibility of the thought is what gives it the emotion. And I want you to think about that. Let's say, I'm going for a job interview and I'm like, oh, I might not get this. Well, that's actually quite plausible. I can justify it and come up with a bunch of different reasons that maybe I won't get it. And then I won't get it because I've got dreadlocks and they won't like dreadlocks. It's unlikely, but it's plausible. And so therefore I can hold on to that emotion because it can ring true. If I'm walking to my job interview and I'm like, have the thought of aliens might attack from Mars and blow up the workplace I'm working at, and then I won't get the job, I'm not going to hold any emotion to that because it's so outrageous, that it's so unbelievable that there's no need to hold on to emotion. And now, why is this completely drastic example important? Because the plausibility of the thought really comes down to your own beliefs. Okay. So what I've got here is the more emotion a thought holds or creates, the longer it lingers in your brain. The longer it lingers in your brain or in the mind, the higher the chance is that you will take action on it. Okay. And because the plausibility of the thought is what makes the emotion or gives it the emotion, it also comes down to the fact that plausibility is basically down to your own belief, right? It's your belief in self and it's your trust in self. And so if you have a thought and you're like, oh, that could actually happen, it's because you believe deep down that you're capable of doing that or not doing that. And so this kind of like yin yang effect happens, and where belief and thoughts are two parts of a whole that create the action that you do, and therefore the outcomes and the byproduct is your lifestyle and your current external environment. And so think really intently about the thoughts you have and why you think they're plausible. Because if you're thinking about something and you hold a lot of emotion to it because you're like, oh, actually, that could be true. I could do that. Often in a negative way, you're like, oh, no. And then the fear comes in. But in a positive way, think about it. If your thought is, you know what, I'm going to run a marathon tomorrow in 10 hours, most of you be like, I'm not going to hold any emotion to that because it's so out of reach. It's so unbelievable because you have no belief in yourself or no trust in yourself that you can do it. But if I was to say to you, like, you know what, tomorrow you're going to make a huge change. You're going to go for 1 kilometer walk. And you're like, oh, I could do a kilometer walk. That's within me. I believe I can do that. I trust in my abilities to walk a kilometer. Actually, yeah, I could do that. And you say that it's going to have huge, drastic, lifelong change. Whoa, all right. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Why don't I do this? And then you think about it. You might go to bed like, am I going to do this 1K walk tomorrow? I don't know. It sits in your head because it's plausible, because it's a thought that can actually be attained and achieved. And so it sticks in your brain. It sticks in your brain. Like, you know what? Maybe I will do it. I'm just going to put my shoes out so that when I wake up tomorrow, maybe I could do it. And then you think about it. You wake up, you're like, yeah, I'm going to do this 1K today. And then you get up and you do it because there has been a series of thoughts in your brain that have allowed you to think that the belief you have in your own ability and the trust in yourself is enough for you to go, yes, that is a plausible thing that I can do. So how do we relate this back to trading? Well, again, I often say, do you truly believe that you can do this? Do you truly believe that you have the capabilities to change in a way that allows you to stick to your trading plan, that you have the capabilities to create the discipline that enables you to follow your rules, that enables you to grow the account, that enables you to handle 1 million, 2 million, 4 million, $10 million? Do you sit here and go, yeah, next year I'm going to be a millionaire from trading? But then that thought just vanishes because you're like, actually, I don't really believe it. I don't trust in my ability. There's no plausibility behind that. It'd be nice. Yeah, sick. But if you don't actually believe it and you don't actually trust in your own ability, then that thought is just going to drift away because you're not going to hold any emotion to it. There's not going to be that emotional buildup of like, let me walk you through what happens when I say that, because I truly believe in my ability and I truly trust myself. I'm going to be a millionaire next year because of trading. Yes, I am. What am I going to spend that money on? How am I going to utilize that ability? When I've got $1 million in my trading account, how much am I going to be able to withdraw? Because you know what? Fuck, I would love to get a new tattoo, and that's going to be great because I could do like, what do I get 1 month on $1 million? Okay, cool, that's great. And then I've always wanted to buy my mum this, so well, yeah, actually, I can start planning that out, and I could definitely maybe look at what kind of color or what kind of style car I want to get her. And I know she's been talking about a 4-wheel drive, so maybe I can look at some local shops in her area that might have that available so that, come my birthday for my present, I can get it for her. My chain of thought goes so much further, and I start to attach all these other emotions on it because I truly believe in my own ability and I trust in myself that these things can come true. So you can see how the chain of a thought from the original comment that I truly believe was able to run, and it was able to become more realistic, and I was able to absorb more of my senses into this visualization, and I was able to really put myself in there and going into this further and further detail because I truly believe it's possible, because I truly trust in myself, and because I have the energy and the commitment and the discipline to keep going and going and going until I achieve it, right? This is what I mean when I say that the thought that you have has to be plausible enough for you to bring emotion into it. Even the thought of me just then going down that path, thinking about the car that I'd like to buy my mum, brings me energy, brings me excitement, brings me joy. These are the emotions that I attach to the thought. And this is the thought that needs to continue to come up in my brain. It's great that I have this right now on this call. But am I having this thought again tomorrow? Am I having this thought again next week? Am I having this thought again in a month? Am I still thinking this every single day until it comes? Am I sitting there at Christmas time and going, hell yeah, we're nearly there, let's keep going? Or has that thought come and gone into the abyss, and I'm like, oh, right, remember that time like 4 months ago I was talking about maybe I should think about that again. Maybe I should really try and bring that back in. And this is what visualization is. This is what, manifestation is. This is what putting it out into the world. And the visualization board, the audio cues from Amazon, these are things that are going to bring that into reality through multiple sensory aspects. Okay. You know what? I'm going to do this right now. I just had this idea because of this chain of events of thoughts, and I'm going to get Alexa to confirm to me every day, Congratulations, Jake. You've just bought your mum that new car and you're a millionaire trader. Hearing this every day from someone else, reinforcing that behavior, reinforcing that thought, reminding, and even if it's not the reinforcement from her, but her saying it reminds me, oh, that's right. I got to be thinking about that. I got to be trusting my ability. I got to be really, really wanting this. And I got to keep reminding myself every day, oh, yeah, that's right. Have that thought, manifest that, visualize it, embrace it, bring it in. Okay. I just realized the time. I probably need to wrap things up because our trading call is starting. As you can see, the high energy level that I started, the low energy level that I started the call, which would have had most of you asleep, probably clicked off, maybe even getting a coffee well before I finished, is gone out the window. And what have I brought? High energy. And with that high energy, look where this conversation's gone. Look where the state of mind is now. Look where the quality of thoughts that I'm having. At the start of this call, who would have thought that I was having the quality of thoughts of, I can't wait to retire my mum and actually buy her this car, which is, retired is on the visual board, but that's not where it started. That's where it ended because of the positive energy, because of the positive high state of mind, because of the positive quality of thoughts, and because it created positive emotions. Okay, rant over. Jake, finishing up the podcast now. Okay, make sure traders jump onto the trading call with your trading journal in hand, opened, on the desk, ready to write it out. Make sure that you read through your trading plan. Make sure that you've done your brain warm up. Make sure that you understand your stop loss and point size. Make sure that you understand your risk management. Make sure that you're in a good state of mind. Make sure that maybe you've got high energy and that your body's moving. And if I wasn't good enough to bring your energy up today, maybe do a couple of push-ups, maybe do a couple of squats, maybe run over and grab yourself a coffee with a bit of energy and do some jogging on the spot. Use your physiological changes to bring up that energy, to bring up the good quality chain of thoughts so that we can enter into trading positively, happily, calm. Don't get overexcited. Don't get into the gambling state. This is one of those things we got to understand ourselves. But make sure that you read your trading plan. Make sure that you have everything that you need in place. And with that, to my traders, I will see you on the call, and to everyone listening on the podcast, much love, and I shall speak to you again soon. Bye.